All right, welcome back. This is the meatiest part of Unit 3, so I want to make sure that we get through it appropriately to give you enough background to do well on the Unit 3 summative. So we're going to just look at the characteristics of a line or collection. Previously we looked at the steps that one would take to create their own garment or their garment line. So what I want to talk about right now is the scope of the collection. So designers and manufacturers must determine the scope of their collection during the design process. And the scope means the number of pieces that will be offered, what fabrications / colors they will use, and what notions and terms will be incorporated into the design. They also have to think whether the group of garments will have a theme. So each fashion producer will have its mandate in regard to the direction the line should take. So a theme usually refers to a predominant silhouette. Maybe it's a color story or range. It might be a fabrication or perhaps use of embellishments. So if you view a couture runway show, you'll notice that the collections typically follow an overall theme. Designers, fashion producers, and manufacturers may present several themes within a garment line or collection. So several items, maybe like 6 to 10, are presented with different fabrications, color, pattern, and shape. So this approach is taken to appeal to the broader buying group. Some designers have a signature that's used in all of their collections. So Calvin Klein uses fabrication without patterns, and so they focus on sophistication of garment cuts and construction. Thakun Panchkul, on the other hand, is known for his use of prints. So here is an example on the right of Michelle Obama wearing a Thakun dress for the night her husband accepted the Democratic nomination for president. Needless to say, her garment choice skyrocketed this designer to global recognition. You've learned throughout the course that a designer must tailor their offerings to meet the needs and wants of their customer. So when they're developing the line, they must make a decision as to which fashion direction their line will take. Will it be more fashion forward or more classical? It's interesting to note that while a fashion forward direction is more exciting, a more classical approach typically results in long-term profits. So as you can sense from this series of videos, research is key. So let's examine the what and the why. You've just learned about many factors a designer must consider when developing a concept, and these factors are instrumental in design decisions, regardless of the industry level. So the customer is just as important at the ready-to-wear level as at the mass production level of the industry. Although couture runway collections are often more extreme in their designs, and it's important to understand that the profits made through designing for the other industry levels means that couture designers can afford to design these extravagant couture collections. So fashion forward direction is great, but the bottom line is always the profit. Designers at every level of the industry research and look for sources of inspiration that go beyond knowing their customer. So the customer is where they look first, and then they research to add to what they want to do. So have you ever thought about what inspires a designer to make a certain fashion choice or to illustrate a theme through clothing? In the last couple of activities, you've learned that fashion can be influenced from the top, the bottom, or across a social structure. Remember those trickle theories? So a designer might be inspired by what they see being worn in the streets, but there are also so many other sources of inspiration from which a designer can draw. Designers are constantly researching to find images, words, or music that will inspire their next collection. Research is vital to any design process, and the tool that will provide the designer inspiration, information, and creative direction. Research is a form of creative investigation. It's a personal journey that furnishes designers with new ideas and creative vision. The research process should be fun and exciting, and it's constantly developing. It's a process that allows you to record information that may be useful at the moment or in the future. So research should always be useful. It's not something that we do just for due diligence. If it's not useful, then why are we doing it? So I'm going to end off with a quote, and I really like it. research is what I'm doing when I don't know what I'm doing. Research is filling those gaps. Sometimes you don't even know you have gaps until you start researching. And this is an important thing to take no matter what your pathway is. Whether you're going into the fashion industry as a post-secondary career option, or you're going in for English or history or kinesiology, research is what I'm doing when I don't know what I'm doing. And you might not know it yet, but there's a lot of stuff that you don't know. And so research is going to fill those gaps and help you grow as an adult and an academic.